back to the number 17 edition of WWMS, the first episode of the 2023-24 school year. We hope you all had a great summer, and it's time to get back underway here on WWMS. The NFL season has officially kicked off after an incredible slate of games last weekend. So coming up, we hear ESPN NFL reporter Dan Graziano share his Super Bowl pick and the ins and outs of broadcasting, as well as some news in regards to movies, history, etc. But first, let's start off with the joke of the week. Why didn't the chicken cross the road? Because he was already on the other side. We hope you guys got some enjoyment out of that very funny joke. We have many topics to break down today, starting off with Oro's geopolitical segment about 9/11.
What's up, guys? I am dedicating today's segment to the tragic loss of 2,996 people 22 years ago, this Monday, September 11th, when two Boeing 767 aircraft crashed into the Twin Towers in New York City, and two 757 aircraft crashed into a field in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, and the west side of the U.S. Pentagon building, respectively. Soon after the South Tower of the World Trade Center was hit, both of the towers crumpled, with firefighters, innocent civilians just going to work like any other day, falling with the towers. All four of these aircraft were hijacked by terrorists from a Muslim extremist group called Al-Qaeda, which was a group solely made up of men waging a jihad, or holy war, against Western countries, particularly the United States, as a form of revenge for injustices. These groups followed a very extreme form of the Quran, which promoted violence and terrorism. This group relied on left-behind weapons that the US never really bothered to pick up after they worked with groups like Al-Qaeda to drive the Soviet Union out of Afghanistan in 1989. Although I have limited time here, you can find out more about the mastermind of this attack, Osama bin Laden, in the link in the description below. Peace.
You can find the Geopolitical on Apple, Spotify, Google, or wherever you listen to podcasts. For some Netflix news, a movie that is getting highly rated is You Are So Not Invited to My Bar Mitzvah, starring Tony Award-winning actress Idina Menzel, all-time great actor Adam Sandler, and the Sandler family. The movie brings some glamorous Jewish humor and the classic middle school drama to the public. The movie came out August 25th, and already 81% of Google users have enjoyed the movie. Be sure to check it out. And Indiana Jones 5, The Dial of Destiny, the final movie in the saga, is expected to be released on the Disney Plus within the month. Indiana Jones fans are excited to be able to see the saga's finale without having to pay to watch it in the cinema. For our gamers out there, yes folks, it is back. NBA 2K24 was just released last week, and it's safe to say the game could be a decent purchase for your sports fans and gamers out there. The 25th game in the all-time great series stars Lakers legend Kobe Bryant on its cover. Some new additions to the game include a LeBron James era to play through the 2010s era of basketball, and some new tweaks to the games, to some of the game's modes, such as My Career and My NBA. If you are interested in buying the game, just note that it can only be on consoles PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X/X, Xbox One, Nintendo, and PC. Be sure to check it out. For our soccer fans out there, the prolific defender Sergio Ramos has just recently signed for his boyhood club of Sevilla FC as a free agent. He was attracting attention from Saudi Arabia's Al Ittihad. Sergio arrived at our youth academy at the age of 7 and progressed through the youth ranks until he made his debut in the first reserve team at the age of 16 in the 2002-03 season. Sevilla said in a statement, "I'm sure he'll make this team much, much better." In other news for soccer, Lamine Yamal made his debut last season while he was only 15 years old. Last Friday, he became the youngest to ever debut or score for the Spanish national team. The NFL's first week has capped off, and it was definitely entertaining. For our New York football fans, things were pretty interesting for the Jets. While they were able to upset the reigning AFC East champion Buffalo Bills on Monday Night Football, they didn't have the consequence of losing their newly acquired quarterback Aaron Rodgers, who was ruled out for the remainder of the 2023 season with an Achilles tear Tuesday afternoon. So in for the Jets will be 2021 second overall pick Zach Wilson, who was still able to lead New York to a victory on Monday night. For Giants fans, they were also on primetime on Sunday Night Football, but they fell to the Dallas Cowboys 40-0 on their home turf. Daniel Jones, a quarterback who the G-Men signed to a $160 million deal this offseason, threw 2 interceptions as well. They'll have to bounce back in Arizona this coming Sunday against the Cardinals. But while both of these teams are good, they aren't exactly considered contenders for the Super Bowl. I got to speak to one of ESPN's head NFL reporters and one of Fairfield's finest, Dan Graziano, who shared some of his thoughts on broadcasting and the NFL right now, including his Super Bowl pick. Dan has been an NFL reporter for ESPN for over 7 years now and contributes to some of their highest rated shows such as Get Up and NFL Live.
Fifth, and today I woke up at 4 a.m. I drove into New York City to do Get Up at 8 o'clock.
But as an NFL reporter, he of course needed to share the teams he thinks can go all the way and win the Super Bowl this coming year.
Because I'm going to pick the Bengals. I think it's
Wow.
their year.
Right.
I think I'm all in on Joe Burrow and the Bengals team. I mean, like, look, would people be surprised if Jacksonville did it? They were in the second round of the playoffs last year. Like, I don't think that's that far fetched, and I think they should be good. It might surprise some people who aren't used to them being good, and I think, I don't think the Jets would surprise because, it might surprise people conceptually that the Jets are in the Super Bowl, but I think they're probably good enough to get there.
Right.
Is the Saints. The Saints set up as having the easiest schedule. So if they are good, they could actually have a really good record as a result of that schedule. Like they could have a better record than the Eagles. I think the Ravens are a team that if things come together, their quarterback, when he's been healthy and on the field, has not been someone that anyone can stop.
You can find the full interview on the Cool Sports Network, which you can find on Apple, Spotify, and Google, or on the Chases Sports News YouTube channel. Today was an incredible first show, to say the least. Thanks so much to everybody for listening, and if you have any tips or suggestions, please let us know. Shout out to other channels, including Mr. Latte, Mr. TC, and Sports for Kids, alongside Arav Kapoor on camera. As always, I'm Chase Coburn, and we'll see you next Friday here on WWMS.